Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand Centennial World. Welcome to Mini Scroll, everyone. All right, I had so much amazing feedback from you guys yesterday when I asked if you wanted a content recap segment of this podcast or like how I should integrate content into it. If you guys wanted me to talk about baby reindeer, everyone wants me to talk about baby reindeer. Which is fair enough because I cannot stop thinking about it and consuming content about it. So what I have decided to do, I am going to do an episode, my Friday episode will be about baby reindeer. So it will be like a recap, breakdown. We had done some of those podcasts in the past, like breaking down a docuseries or whatever. So I'm going to do that on Friday for you guys as the Friday episode. So this is your like 48-hour warning. You need to watch Baby Reindeer if you want to listen to Friday's episode. There will obviously be so many spoilers, but trigger warning, it is a very dark series. It starts off kind of like light and you're kind of like, okay, this is a pretty good show. And then it just gets darker and darker. So I would say maybe Google it just quickly. Try not to get any spoilers, but just like see what the content matter is if you can handle it. But if you guys think you can and you're interested, watch it all by Friday because that will be my episode on Friday. And I'm interested to see how I go with this new format. I'm not going to script it as much, which I think also will be a good like reprieve from our typical deep dives. It will still be, of course, like a deep dive format, but I haven't done one by myself. I'm actually still considering if I'm going to try and get someone to talk with me about it. But if I do it myself, because I literally have like a day to figure it out, so I probably will be doing it myself. So if I do it myself, then it will be interesting to see. It'll be like a little test and learn for me how long I can talk about a series in this new format by myself. Like I said, I won't make it as scripted, so it'll be kind of like a nice little breakup from the deep dives, which obviously are quite scripted and more like video essay style. I think this will be a good way for me to insert some opinion and just like more banter, just similar to like Mini Scroll, but with a more structured vibe, you know? Okay. Anyways, let's get into the stories for today. And reminder, no episode tomorrow, as tomorrow is a public holiday. So that is 2 Thursdays in a row with no episode. But don't worry, next Thursday, we'll be right back. Okay, so the first story that I have for you guys is that Tana Mongeau has said that all of our favorite influencers are on drugs. So on a new episode of the Canceled podcast, Tana addressed the accusations flying around on TikTok that influencers at Coachella are all on drugs. So if you guys are on TikTok and you were following Coachella content, there was actually a lot of commentary about the fact that like under every single influencer video or photo, there's all these people that's just like flooded with comments of people being like, oh my God, look at their eyes. They're definitely rolling. They're so fucked up, like whatever. And there've been a lot of people that have responded to this, just regular users who are saying like, why are the comment sections like that? Basically, why are we like this? So it's become more like a topic of conversation this year. And then especially with all the Dixie D'Amelio stuff that I talked about at the beginning of the week, where users were also accusing her of, you know, being on drugs on live stream and all of that. So there's just a lot of conversation right now about like influencers doing drugs. And Tana has something to say. So Tana, who is the person that I truly would trust the most to tell us about partying and influencer culture, she says, quote, your favorite influencers are on so many drugs. She said, quote, and like not one of them, all of them, every single person that I saw, as in referring to Coachella, she saw at Coachella, like PG, like they were on TikTok with like the biggest brands in these fucking houses. I saw 4 hours after they were posting like their PC brand deal with their jaw on the motherfucking floor. I'm dead. I mean, I don't see how that is so different than like everybody else that's at Coachella who's around that age. You know, so many of the influencers that we follow and the ones that she's referring to would be in their like early 20s to mid 20s. And that is, if you're going to a music festival, like your party stage. So I don't see it as so different from the other people that are that age who are at Coachella. And, a lot of these influencers, when they get famous really young, they don't end up going to college and things like that. And like, those are the years where you're like having fun and experimenting, at least for a lot of people. So I don't think that's that wild to say. And I think influencer culture, it's like celebrity culture, right? Like, we know that celebrities get like free drugs and their parties are crazy and all of this stuff. And I assume it would be so similar for influencers. Even for me, working in media, running a media company, but even before I ran the company, like just working as a writer in media, going to events constantly, I used to joke about with some of the girls that I knew, like, we could be drunk every single day of the week for free if we wanted to be. It's just free flowing everywhere when you're in that industry. So I just think, like, it's not surprising to me at all that it's easy to get swept up in that lifestyle. It's easy to say yes when you are surrounded by so much of it as well. So that doesn't surprise me at all. And, I trust everything that Tana Mongeau says when it comes to influencer culture and partying. So I'm going to trust that. All right, I have one more story for you guys today. This is a bit of a longer one. And it's about some pretty niche TikTok beef, which is kind of like the bread and butter of this podcast. So here we go. Okay, so DrMichaelSays, that's his handle, at DrMichaelSays, is feuding with influencer Belle Hassan over SPF claims following a Bondi Sands partnership. So DrMichaelSays is a physician and a TikTok creator who has built a following of over 400,000 for debunking, quote, bad health advice. That is in his bio. Belle Hassan is an influencer and a former Love Island contestant. She is also the daughter of British actor Tana Hassan, and she has over 450,000 followers on TikTok. So earlier this week, Belle posted a TikTok asking for help finding a natural alternative to sunscreen. She said she went down this rabbit hole of researching SPF and that, quote, SPF is meant to give you cancer. She said that because we eat so many seed oils and those seed oils are secreted through your pores as you kind of live your life, the combination of SPF and seed oils on your skin when exposed to the sun is, quote, like a matchstick to cancer. And then she went on to say that she is now completely against sunscreen. So I avoid all content related to like natural sunscreen, anti-SPF stuff, but I know that it's becoming a more common topic of discussion amongst especially like crunchy moms and like crunchy influencers. And if you followed this podcast for a while, you know that we have covered at length the crunchy to alt-right pipeline. So it is very much in that conspiracy theory realm. So Dr. Michael, whose like whole thing, like I said, is basically debunking medical misinformation that he sees on TikTok, he responded to Belle's video calling out the misinformation that she was spreading and citing the medical evidence. Quote, there's no evidence that seed oils or sunscreen cause skin cancer, but there's plenty of evidence that UV rays from the sun do, he wrote in a caption. So this first video that he posted was taken down by TikTok twice for misinformation. And he basically says that he thinks it's because Belle was reporting his videos. So Dr. Michael made a follow-up explaining that TikTok took down his video. But one of the worst parts of this story, actually, in my opinion, is that, so Dr. Michael is based in Australia. So it's TikTok Australia that took his video down. For anyone that doesn't know, I have lived in Sydney for 8 years. I'm based in Australia as well. And, if you've lived in Australia, you would know this too. The sun is so strong here. It's like so much stronger than so many other countries in the world. So like sun safety, SPF, it's so important here, but it's like also such a big topic of conversation. It's like culturally such a big thing here. So the fact that TikTok Australia specifically was the one striking his videos and taking it down when he is basically trying to tell people to wear SPF, I just think is honestly one of the worst parts of this story. This ignited basically a back and forth between the two of them. Belle has posted some videos saying that Dr. Michael's videos have caused her to get abused on TikTok in a lot of harassment, which I absolutely believe because that's just how TikTok works, unfortunately. She also called him unprofessional and a hypocrite. In one video, she wrote in her caption, quote, you guys keep backing some guy who likes to insult people instead of educate and beg all of you to follow and share and like his content. But of course, no, he's not doing it for views. God, no, he's doing it for the greater good. Open your eyes, people. Anyways, there has been a lot more, just a lot of back and forth. But then Dr. Michael made a final response showing that Belle had done 2 partnerships with Bondi Sands to promote their SPF range. So one was in 2021, and I actually couldn't find where the other one was from. I don't know if it's been taken down, but obviously like she posted those partnerships before she did her own research, quote unquote, and decided she's against sunscreen. But that was, I guess, his final response to saying like, she's calling me a hypocrite. Let's take a look at this. So there is a lot that could be said, absolutely, about doctors and dermatologists and, you know, people in the healthcare profession and how they go about trying to educate people on TikTok. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of us can think of different examples where it has not been the nicest response or gone down the best. So I understand that people kind of get their backs up when they hear about like a doctor on TikTok. But in this particular case, for me, the biggest culprit here is TikTok Australia. Belle is going to have her opinion on sunscreen because of the Googling that she did. And if she's not willing to listen to a medical professional about the evidence and the research about it, okay, but the fact that TikTok has taken down his videos, but her videos are still up and taking them down for misinformation, there needs to be some big overhaul with the moderation going on at TikTok. Like something is very, very wrong there. And that's coming from somebody who TikTok is such a big part of my business and such a big part of this podcast, but things are just not fucking well. Anyways, guys, that is it for today. Just a little quick one for you guys. I love you guys. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. It helps me so much. Please leave a comment, a Spotify comment, whatever. I'm going to be recording the baby reindeer stuff tomorrow. So if you guys have any like suggestions of themes or topics around baby reindeer that you want me to dissect or you want to hear my opinion on, also let me know. And I will talk to you guys on Friday, and then I'll talk to you guys on Monday for Mini Scroll. Bye.